Good. So I'm gonna be mixing the Explore track today, or whatever it's gonna be called. It's the one house one which I need to like mix, and yeah, I've been having like a bit of a crisis about the AI music stuff, and it's made me realize that there's a lot less time than I thought there was. So that means that I have all these tracks that I need to mix and release. I need to do them now, and I feel like I need to do them now before all the platforms get inundated with like random AI shit, because I felt like I had a lot more time, and it made me a lot less urgent than I need to be, I think. So yeah, the other day I tried to mix the other one of the lo-fi tracks, and it was just a bit of a nightmare because, well, I haven't fucking mixed shit in ages. I've been like writing and producing in the last little bit, but not mixing. So I'm out of practice again. But B, because it's a new genre to me, and lo-fi mixing is so not all over the place, but it doesn't have many set rules. Like, so many different lo-fi artists do so many different things, and it's hard to know which direction to move in, especially when you're getting two reference tracks which are very different, and then trying to shoehorn whatever you're doing, and then I don't know, I was kind of caught in the middle of nowhere and I didn't really get anywhere, and it frustrated me a lot. So I think it's a good idea to maybe mix this one first, because I know the rules of kind of house mixing, and it'll kind of settle me a bit and make me feel more ready to go. Yeah, because I'm feeling an urgency right now to get some stuff done entirely. So yeah, I'm not gonna do what I usually do with like time lapse sort of thing on this one. First of all, because I need to get all this shit done, and I don't want any extra distractions. But I still want to bring you along for the ride. So I'll play where it's at now, and then I'll chat about what I've done like halfway through the session, maybe an hour or two in, and then I'll play where it's at, and then I'll do the same at the end. It's almost midday, or it's literally midday, it's 12 right now. So I'm gonna probably do like an hour on this, and then come back for another thing. But this will be like an initial mix, or balance sort of thing. I'll probably do the levels, but...
Let's go!
It's really fucking good. Yeah, the production's fully done there. Okay, sick. So I made some notes. I'm trying to be as non-emotional here as possible. So when I mix, or before I've mixed it, when I'm producing, I have a proclivity to chuck everything in the low mids and like just muddy the shit out of that. And every single time I reference my tracks to other stuff, to like actually mixed stuff, I have way too many low mids. So from like 200 up to like 1,000 or so. There's way more of that and a lot less presence in the 1000 hertz range. So I need to clean that up. Maybe with some reverb cleaning, I don't know. But I think that's the main place that I'll fix things. Honestly, the balancing sounds alright, but it needs a bit more dynamic range, I feel like, in there, and like obviously just more clarity, and I'm not super certain exactly how to achieve that until I reference. I think I just need to reference. And the one reference I'll definitely use is Barry Can't Swim. Something like Define Dancing, or like, I don't know, Dance of the Crab, something from his new album, because this was heavily inspired by Barry. If you know him, you can definitely tell that. I need to be more ruthless as well, because when I don't trust my mixing abilities, and I feel like that's the same with a lot of people in all sorts of fields, if you don't trust your abilities to do something, you question every little move you make, which then means you get nowhere, and then it's like a self-fulfilling prophecy. You don't actually do anything good because you're too scared to do anything at all. But yeah, cool. Keen to do it. I'll just instantly drag in the reference track and let's get going. Okay, so basically like an hour or so in, I've dragged in the stuff. I've done some like freezing and flattening to like free up CPU, but I've been trying to like compare Sonder by Barry Can't Swim, this track. This has been my reference. And I've lined it up with the first drop. The main problem I'm having is this sample it's so rich, but it's got so much in the mids, which is just competing. It feels so much more open when I have it here.
Okay.
And it's proof, like I've been trying to EQ it, like because Pro Q, I've been doing all sorts of random shit here. But I mean, like, in the second session, what I think I need to do is instead of working on this section with the sample, move over to here where it doesn't have the sample. Get everything good there and then try and bring the sample back in a more meaningful way, because it's a bit tough, because obviously there's no like big midi sample in the Barry track. So yeah, my ears are fatiguing a little bit, so gonna take a break and come back to it in a sec. After lunch, obviously. It's been like an hour or so in the after lunch session-ish. Like I said, I went on and worked on this section here, which doesn't involve the original sample. That's what it originally sounded like. I kind of just referenced it to the Barry track. And one of the main things which stood out, and I wanted to see if it would work, I wasn't sure, was getting the hi-hats and all the like sizzly shit and taking it from the middle and chucking it in the sides. So to do that, I got the hi-hat, which was originally in the middle, and found a similar sample and then panned them hard left and right, and then added a bit of distortion, multiband distortion with the new Ableton plugin, which is fucking sick. Added some great highs. Dimension expander, which was pretty cool, and a bit of wider. And now we've got this, which is a lot wider if you're listening in headphones. Oh yeah, I also did some drum bus processing. So a bit of saturation, a bit of blue compression, and a bit of limiting. The next thing to do will be the solo when it comes in and do some more of the elements, but I'll check back in when I do that. As you can see, it's late in the day. And basically this second mix session, I did what I said I'd do. I worked on the solo and kind of like cleaned it up a fair bit. Whether or not I need to add back in some heart, some low mids or whatever is yet to be seen. So this is what it was before. This is where we're at now. So listening to it now, my ears are probably fatigued, I reckon. And that sounds like it's too thin now, because I'm referencing Sun Sleeper, which goes like this. And that's got a pretty strong, like, piano bass sort of thing underneath it. So maybe I need to bring this piano back up. Sorry. Who knows, my ears are fatiguing, but yeah, that's where we got to. Oh, this is what it was like at the start of the day. And this is where we're at now. A lot more open. I'm gonna export that as like mix 1 or 2 or whatever. Yeah, with my mixes, it often seems that my pre-mixes often has a lot of low mids and a lot of mud and stuff, and then what I do when I go into actually mixes, I remove all that stuff, and then it becomes too sparse, and then I have to add stuff back in. But that's a fine, like, as a technique and like as a workflow. It's best to clean it up and then add stuff back in than to just keep the mud, and it sounds better in the end, even though it takes a little while. Yeah, so had a few breaks throughout the day, and it's been good. Keen to get it done tomorrow, because I don't really want to be spending too much longer on this, because I need to get these things out. But yeah, fucking let's go.